really get to going, but that is what's going to be our first panel, leadership and innovation. So as soon as we get started, we will do that. Did everyone get some sleep last night? And the food was great, was it not? That food was absolutely great yesterday. Okay, can I ask you all politely to move down closer so that we can get a better presentation here? I would truly appreciate that. And it is my honor to moderate today's transformation conversation, leadership and innovation, innovating for sustainability.
How are we looking on the screen? Yes, we're good. Perfect. So, am I able to count her down?
She said, not good morning. This water tastes so wonderful. We can make it anything today. My mouth is so dry. You doing okay today? You look amazing. Everyone looks so nice. I'm gonna see how everyone's gonna look by the end of the day.
What's great about this situation is that because it's been filmed the entire time, all of the video is cut into one consistent video. And so anyone who
Okay, we need you all to start positioning.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody settle. I want to make sure that everyone knows that from here forward, everything is live. We cannot stop it, pause it, delay it, so everything you say, everything you do will be captured live.
Excuse me, Terrence, my time frame, so I can, you'll count me down. Somebody needs to, let me put my clock on.
Can you give her an intro? You have a little something to read on her?
Well, I got an introduction to the whole panel. Okay. It's on the sheet. Give it. It's on the sheet. Yes, sweetheart.
Good morning, and welcome to the great city of Little Rock, Arkansas, the celebration of the African Women's Health Project International 20th anniversary. Today is a major watermark in the history of the world as we bring together African nations, Middle Eastern nations from all over Central Africa. We have representatives, His Excellency, doctors of various backgrounds and being. We have, even here in the United States, many of our dignitaries are here and coming in later today. A Ghanaian delegation of 14 individuals will be here this afternoon, and on tomorrow and throughout the celebration as we culminate at the West Wind Event Center near Marmel tomorrow night at 6 p.m., the gala and award ceremony of some of the greatest black contributors to history of this country, not just here in Arkansas. Without further ado, we begin the program today with a panel of esteemed individuals, not including myself, and that of our wonderful, lovely moderator, Dr. Patricia McCullough Oliver. Let's give her a hand.
Thank you, thank you. I did not tell you to stop clapping. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That is just wonderful. I am so excited to be here, and it is my honor to moderate today's transformation conversation with us today. Leadership and innovation, innovating for a sustainable future. In this critical hour, we're not just exploring trends. We are examining the very heartbeat of a global transformation. Leadership and innovation are no longer optional. They are the essential twin engines driving us toward a more sustainable, equitable, and inclusive world. Leadership in this century must be part of our visionary, being courageous, and a deeply human behavior that we must have. It is not about titles. It's about the ability to see what others don't. It's about the ability to see what others do not create, what doesn't exist. This is about transformation. And mode of innovation is not just about technology, and we will be talking about technology here. It's about imagination. It's about reimagining a system, rethinking equity, and restoring dignity in places where that it has been denied. So today, our panel brings together powerful leaders. I just love saying that. We're bringing powerful leaders today, visionary leaders, with bold innovation ideas, and that are redefining development, accelerating equality, and igniting the movement of global change makers who aren't waiting for the future. So at this time, we're in the process of we're going to start bringing our panel up. And as I bring them up, we're going to start with, just need to find my information at this time. We're going to bring in first His Excellency Sheikh Hamadi, Ambassador of Central African Republic of Qatar, United Arab, the UAE, and an expert in democracy and international law and global leadership. Can we bring him up? Can you come up? Our second panelist is our chair, Mr. Terrence Bolden, is the visionary and president and CEO of TLB Enterprises, a dynamic leadership development and consulting firm committed to empowering individuals, organizations, and communities through strategic innovation and executive coaching, transformational training solutions. L. Bolden continues to build a legacy grounded in purpose, excellence, and services, transforming leaders and shaping systems that create lasting change. Can we give a warm welcome to Mr. Terrence Bolden, our chairman, okay? Taha Mohammed Abdul Kareem is a group general manager and advisor to the board of directors of Qatar, a consultant, a diverse business sector, a special consultant in the royal family, member of Qatar. Can you join us? Then we have Her Royal Highness, okay, Her Royal Highness, Princess Dr. Motoron Ogalana, is a global recognized leader, a business leader, an investor, humanitarian, sought-after speaker, a bestseller author, and royal guest of honor, with a reputation that precedes her across the globe. Okay. Welcome. And this is everyone. So I am going to really stay on my time that we have today, and I am excited as we move forward with our thought-provoking leadership and innovating questions. Is the panel ready? We are ready. Okay, I'm going to start off with.
Okay, yes, there we go.
Okay, I'm going to start off with a very, very simple question. We often talk about the next generation, but how do we move from inspiration to activation? Who would like to start that question? We're going to go on the roll, or you all going to jump in as you all feel? How would you? Let's start with Ambassador. Who wants to take that question?
I think we will give a privilege to the only lady that is on the panel, has Royal Highness.
Okay, they're playing the the gender card now. Thank you so much. That's a very powerful question. How do we actually, become, the message to the youth? Now, I believe the first thing that actually happens is the way we behave right now, the way we actually transact, the way we actually conduct. I think that sets actually the perfect example to the youth. Because one of the things I do believe, I remember my fathers always talked about how, people, even half of the words that comes out of your mouth might not necessarily be heard by everybody, but definitely the work that you do will definitely be seen by everybody.
That is great. Anyone else want to elaborate on that?
Oui, je pense que je vais compléter un tout petit peu ce qu'a dit la princesse. Éduquer par l'exemple est l'une des meilleures choses à faire. Il faudrait toujours donner le bon exemple aux enfants. Ma mère, enfin mes parents d'une manière générale me disaient à chaque fois, ça veut dire vous êtes un miroir pour les autres. Donc quand vous vous comportez bien, ça permet aussi aux autres de s'inspirer de vous. I'm going to say it like summarize it in English. I say to complete what the princess just said. My parents used to tell me that we are like a glass for others. We are like a mirror for others, especially for the youth. So the way we behave can impact them positively or negatively. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Okay. Right.
Also, when we talk about the way we behave as adults, by example, the reflection that's in the mirror is what we see. But when the children look at us, they see the real us. Children's spirits are pure in most instances, unless they're tainted by adults. So they're a glass empty waiting to be filled. And when we present to them the best of who we are, they present back to us the best of who they are. They already have the gift that God gave them when they were born, the talent that's necessary to be successful. They need skills development to practice over and over again how to build that talent and those gifts into something grand that the world will see. It's not a one-child off thing. oh, that's a special child, they're special. All children are gifted. Young, black, and gifted. I make no bones about talking about the black experience in this conference, because when I look at what has happened.
Thanks to the fellow panelists. I would like to add a few more points to whatever great points which were mentioned by the panelists. What I would like to say is we are living in this age which is called the communications age, wherein everything happens so fast. That's what I wanted to add.
Great.
Just before you leave this point, it was my grandmother who taught me the basics, and I want to make sure this is here, about God and the spirituality of who and what I am as a being.
The truth. How do you all, as leaders, balance destructive thinking and responsible leadership? Because that's a decision. So how do you all do? You are still thinking.
Okay, I will try to translate, okay? I was saying, like, when you find yourself in a situation like that one of
Kind of ecosystems in place that has influenced my thinking. But again, what I would like to say is, if we lead by example, if we show by example, and if we ask the young people one thing about before
behind these young children, and so you won't be surprised to see when they grow up, you have the type of leaders that you see, especially even as we are here right now. Even some of us, we're already set with a certain mindset. But sometimes like this, even when you are set in your certain mindset,
il sera un parent, il sera un leader au niveau de la communauté. I was saying that Princess gives some example about what is going on, like in the GCC. She mentioned like Abu Dhabi, but me, coming from a continent that they call Africa, I'm going to give an example on Africa. The good things in Africa about education, one of the very, very good that I consider like one of the good points is that the kid is not like the education is not just by his parent, it's by the whole community. Like in the environment where I grew up, if you go out of the house, when you did any mistake, like anyone, any elder can correct you, can stop
Absolutely.
you, he can do,
Yes.
So because he know that your behavior tomorrow can impact his son, your behavior can impact the community, But nowadays, I think in other parts of the world, so you don't have to touch the son of someone else. The parent will just come to you and all that.
Yes.
But in the part of the world that I came from, a child is a child of everyone. So everyone will care and care about his behavior, because his behavior is going to impact others. It's going to impact also the whole society.
Yes.
Just to add on to what His Excellency has mentioned, today's children are tomorrow's leaders, and leadership is cultivated over a longer period of time. So His Excellency was mentioning about the collective responsibility all of us have.
Yes.
And to add on to the point mentioned by the princess, we need to see the role of in the place where I'm living, the GCC countries. They all have focused, established youth empowerment programs, and which helps that there is an ecosystem in place. But at the same time, one thing which all of us we have a responsibility is that the best way to cultivate leadership, good leadership, is by promoting the habit of volunteership. So organizations like African Women Health Project International and all could add on to this by creating more volunteers, because today's volunteers groomed well, mentored well, become good leaders of tomorrow. So that we don't have this, it's always better to have prevention, than thinking about, treatment later.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes. Great feedback, great feedback. I have a question for Mr. Bolton. and each and every one of you, because this is which is going to go a little deeper also. In your journey, what has been the boldest, not a simple, the boldest decision you made that redefined your leadership? The truth. We want truth.
Wow, interesting. I would have to say it was to leave Arkansas at 19 years old and go to San Antonio, Texas. My mom had just passed away, and I had no family there, 19. At that time, Little Rock did not have a significant Hispanic or Latino population. It was almost non-existent. Today, almost 50 years later, it's a significant population. That we have one part of town that is predominantly, overwhelmingly Hispanic, Southwest Little Rock. Mm-hmm. I went to San Antonio. I did not know how to speak Spanish, even though English is the dominant language. Mm-hmm. There's a mixture that we call Tex-Mex, if anybody knows San Antonio. I'm looking for them, yes. And I would be on a job site, and I would hear somebody say, "Vámonos." Mm-hmm. It means let's go. But I thought they were cussing me out. I didn't know. Mm-hmm. So making that decision to move and stay there a decade, when I came back home to Arkansas, I had culture shock trying to adjust to business here because it was like living in another country. It was totally different. Mm-hmm. That adjustment prepared me to go to Dubai almost 40 years later and lived there for 7 years and not miss a beat. I never felt out of place. Right. I didn't speak Arabic, but I had learned how to speak the nature and language of a different culture than mine. I learned how to see people not differently, but what was the same things they wanted, right, needed, right. Mm-hmm. did every day, mm-hmm. that I did as a human being. So I saw people as human beings, not a label. Latino, Hispanic, African. Mm-hmm. No, human being. Not doing, being. Mm-hmm. Life force. That cultural dynamic and change prepared me to be the leader I am today. Because without it, I don't think I would not understand how to relate to individuals who are not so-called like me.
Right.
His Excellency and I are not that different. Mm-hmm. Not just because we have the same skin color. Because all your skin color is not your skin. Oh, no, I'm sorry. But I get a sense in having met him, picked him up from the airport, brought him to his hotel.
Thank you, by the way.
Nothing necessary. It was my pleasure. But you're welcome. And he wants the same things I want in the world. Mm-hmm. We come from different orientations, different families. But when you said a moment ago that anybody in the community could correct you, in my town, yes. Allport, Arkansas, mm-hmm. all black town was incorporated as an all black town, black mayor, never had any other color mayor. There was 450 people there when I grew up, 75 today, so most of the elderly people have died, moved away, and all the children moved away. They still own the land, but not many live there. But if I was doing wrong, Cousin Norma Jean, Miss Mary, Miss Vi, all said, you're gonna get a whipping now, and go back home and tell your mother that I whip you so you're gonna get number 2. Maybe 3 when Dad got home.
Absolutely.
That was the nature of it. So that common bond, mm-hmm. I learned through cultural exchange, integration to a different society. So that would be my boldest, I think, decision.
I think we all agree that really redefined, because many of us that know Mr. Bolden know that we probably redefined him in his leadership, great leadership. Great response. Princess, is there anything that you could think of that redefined you in your leadership?
I think early on, when I was when I was in the 5th grade, I fell in love with reading.
Reggae.
I fell in love with reading, and before that time, like this, even one of the things I found out was that I wasn't really doing so well in school, you know, up to like 2nd grade or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But then, when I discovered reading, it just really, it opened up a whole new world for me. It's a moment whereby when I was the books I was reading, I am now living in those books that I was reading. I don't know
Awesome.
if you get that.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I would say, for great leaders must be a reader.
I like that. I like
You
that.
must constantly pour in, because it's what you pour into you, that is how it's going to reflect out. And I remember that once I knew that's a possibility, once I was able to pour into me by reading and literally reading all about travels all around the world, different places, some places like this, whereby it looks like a fairy tale. But then now, when the opportunity came for me to travel different places, it was not difficult. I mean, it was not a difficult, it wasn't such a shock per se, but it was something whereby it now brought me back a reflection on the fact that reading actually opened up the world for me. And so because of that, one of the first thing we incorporated into the AWHPI Global Foundation was the Read to Lead program. That program was initiated in 2014 when I started working at the United Nations. And I just know that, you know, when we introduce early books to children, adults, even at this point, once you're able, books on pages like this, once you're able to even assimilate it into your body, you will really see that you'll be able to, a lot of things will actually be opened up even within you to actually, you know, drive you even further than you thought. Now, bold move, talk about bold move, coming to America at the age of 18. Now, that's pretty bold move.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not only that, what's even bolder is not only coming to America, because when people come to America, they go to New York, Chicago, they go to California, Washington, D.C., all the fancy, fancy towns. But bolder is to actually come to Arkansas.
Redefined you.
And then not only going to Arkansas, but to actually go to school at the UAPB in Pine Bluff.
Right.
So I mean, I like to go to different places, you know, just go. I mean, just that boldness. And I think the boldness came because, you know, I've read about it. So because I've read about it, I feel like I can do it. I can go into anywhere. And one thing I don't know if any of you recognizes this is that when you're actually going from Little Rock to Arkansas to Pine Bluff, you go through this town called Redfield.
Right.
And then right after that, another town. So, I mean, and those are towns that, you know, especially in the 80s, were not necessarily the most conducive
Right.
for traveling.
Right.
But I mean, bold.
Right. Yes.
Right. I learned diplomacy the most beautiful way. So I'm just saying that, you know, one thing is this, I think reading made me fearless.
Okay.
It made me fearless, and because of that, it made me bold. And it made me want to explore and to just really explore, because I know that there's much more out there.
Right.
And, you know, by being complacent or sitting in my own little corner, I can't really, you know, you can't really get anywhere. You can't really be able to really boldly lead. And you have to be able to explore. So, you know, yeah, bold move.
great.
Shocker.
Yeah. Bold.
Yes.
Okay.
And,
because-
but then they now turn into the best move I
Move.
could have made
Absolutely.
in my life.
Absolutely.
Because that's the reason why we came back all the way back over here to Little Rock, Arkansas to celebrate its 28th anniversary. It came in like this, shock, of course, shock, a lot of different things, but then it shaped me along the way, and now we're here.
Great.
Celebrating.
Thank you.
20 years later.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you for the feedback. Well,
Thank
we're
you.
getting ready to wind down. Yes.
Madam Co-Chair, could I
Yes.
take a little bit of liberty? I know
Okay.
I need to hear both of their answers as well.
Okay, on this question, that's fine.
Okay.
The same question. In your journey, what has been the boldest decision that you have made that redefined your leadership? A bold.
In my case, I think I will follow a little bit. I have few of them, but I'm going to
One.
to follow like what Princess has just said about the reading. I remember in my youngest age, I had to read a book on business. It was called Cash by Paulo Coelho. So when I read that book, I just come and tell my father, like, I think between 6 and 8 months after, I told my father, you know what? Why I'm studying at the moment? For what? Because if you just give me some money right now,
It's be over.
if you can just like borrow me some money, I know what to do with it. Yeah, so he just took like a joke, and during the vacation, I went to him, so he saw I was serious, and he gave me some amount of money. We didn't want my mother to know about it, and I decided to travel. I decided to travel to the neighboring country, but my mother should not know about it. So I went there. I bought like a few things that I kept. We sell it, and I saw I make some money, like more than my teacher. And my teacher, like he needs like to study all this way before to become a teacher. So I told my father, you know what? We are in the mining area. And some people in my family, they are diamond dealers. So I say, you know what? I would like to join these things, because with the idea that I have, if I join these things, I might be a billionaire before the age of 25. So he told me, okay, you can do that, but just during the vacation, we should have a deal. I will give you the money that you want. The first thing, you have to learn about diamond, about how it works. So, like every vacation, I can let you have access on some amount of money. So I decided to start with that, and I saw after some time I made the money. I made like some money, and I saw that my 25th anniversary is coming, and I was not billionaire yet. So the thing that I did, I said, okay, I tell my father that I'm going to be a billionaire at the age of 25. I have to prove that to him. The thing I did, the currency in DRC at that time had some problem. So I just took some money. I went to DRC. I did some exchange. So I bring that to him, and I told, like the day of my anniversary, I said, okay, I promise you that I'm going to be a billionaire at the age of 25th. He said, are you? I said, yes. So when I saw him, he laughed. I said, no, I told you I'm going to be a billionaire, but I didn't tell you in which currency.
That is great. That is great. Okay.
I'm a billionaire.
Exactly. Praise fine.
Mr. King.
Yeah, just to add on, I similar had. I wanted to give charity also in millions. This happened also when I went to some of those countries where the currency values are lesser. But sometimes it removes your mind block also, even though we say it on a lighter sense. But sometimes those kind of thinking help us to remove those mind blocks which we feel that it cannot be achieved. Just to give the boldest or the defining moment in my life, I think it is a little over 4 decades that I've started, being on the big stage. Thanks to my dad, who made me give me the boldness to take the first step to speak at the age of 4. So I think, that one step is the boldest, I think, which I had taken, because I had all the nervousness, I had all the difficulties, but that one defining moment helped me to move around. Now, for me, people talk about being in comfort zone. They always like to be in comfort zone. For me, comfort zone is always a boring zone. So I think, the moment I get used to something, I try to go for challenges. And I like to be in those environments where there is more challenges, wherein, that's when I start enjoying it. So I should thank my parents, especially my dad, for giving me that, value system in my place, wherein when you are too comfortable, when everything happens easily, then that's not the place where you should be. If you want to be a leader, you need to go further. You need to conquer new horizons. So that has helped me. Even while I was studying, I had the fortune of being in one of the best universities in this country, where we had in my batch around people from more than 45 nationalities. So I used to be called by my batchmates as the social butterfly or the connector. So because I was there with all my friends from different groups, different languages, different color, nationality, food. So what I feel is, even though we all have differences, all these differences, humanity has only one language. Kindness has only one language. Leadership has only one language. And all of us have the same blood color. So if we have that thing in our mind, I think there starts the way towards one common leadership for all of us, and it will lead to peace. So that realization is something which has helped. And on this stage, I would like to thank, my dad is no more here, so I would like to remember him for incorporating that value system in me.
Oh, my goodness.
That is
Oh,
so
my
wonderful. And I
goodness.
want to just say that each and every one of you over here, if you have a certain amount of money in your hand, you could actually be a billionaire. You are literally a billionaire. In Nigeria, I am a billionaire in Nigeria. In Nigeria. In America, maybe not. Okay. So I love that. I'm going to start actually using that, because it boosts your ego when you can be able to, if I open up my app for the bank in Nigeria now, I'm a billionaire. I'm telling you.
Just speaking it, speaking it.
Speak it, right? And we're getting that billion.
Right.
Thank you so much.
This has been so wonderful. And as I was up here thinking about the panel discussion, what we have been hearing is talking about transformation, how many of them came from A to Z in their transformation and how things redefine them. And so some notes I was taking was innovation with purpose creates transformation. And each one of them, when they talked about that piece of being defined, it was a decision. And we have to make decisions and follow through. Just a decision by itself is not going to bring about the transformation you desire. So I want to thank each and every one of you. So many of you, I know we have a lot of that was in our mind, and some of us was taking notes. So I just want to thank you all for taking time to impart on us this major, major information on leadership. So at this time, as we close, we will take a short break, or probably just do the transformation for the next moderator, and for the next moderator. So again, I want to thank you all as our leaders transfer from this position until we bring in the next panel. And thank you. her leadership and her knowledge. So I'm excited about her. We've had an opportunity to spend time with her this weekend, and it has just been absolutely amazing to just pick her brain, because we see so many women that have moved up into leadership. But as we were going through this panel, we know that that's not always an easy process. And sometimes so many leaders make that the case. Did you send it to me? I don't. As soon as you introduce them? Okay. Well, Princess is going to introduce our next keynote speaker. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, our keynote speaker this morning. Ms. Carmelita Scott is the president and CEO of the ATL Airport Chamber, a nonprofit organization dedicated to improving the business climate and promoting economic growth at the airport area. With over 70 years of history, the Chamber focuses on fostering a favorable business environment, providing professional development opportunities, and supporting local businesses. Ms. Carmelita Scott's leadership style is a servant leadership, inspiring our team on collaboration and accountability, innovative problem solving, encouraging creative thinking and solution-driven approaches, and of course, on diversity, equity, and inclusion, which I am super proud to say that I was a part of our programs when she actually had the diversity, equity, and inclusion. She's been recognized all over the country, most especially the top 10 admired leaders of 2022, recognized by Admirers Leaders magazine for exceptional leadership, Best CEO of 2021, featured in CEO Special Magazine for our outstanding work as president and CEO of ATL Airport Chamber of Commerce, Airport Chamber. It is my esteemed pleasure to bring to the stage our speaker for this afternoon, our keynote speaker for this afternoon, Ms. Carmelita Scott, MBA, and all the other accolades that comes along with it. You're welcome, Ms. Carmelita Scott. Please help me welcome her.
Good morning, Little Rock. How are you? Morning, and good morning, world. We're being live streamed, so we're being seen throughout the world. So if you are watching the live stream, make sure you hashtag us. Make sure you put us in all of your documents. Make sure we're in your social media. The world needs to know about what we're doing here today. So Her Royal Highness Princess Dr. Ogalana, distinguished dignitaries, and esteemed guests, it is an honor to be here today to reflect on Horizon 2035, the Association of Chamber of Commerce Executives' strategic framework for shaping the future of our profession. However, before I share how the ATL Airport Chamber aligns with its themes, I would like to briefly introduce who we are. The ATL Airport Chamber began in 1947 as the local chamber for Hapeville, Georgia. In 1992, we evolved into the Airport Area Chamber of Commerce, expanding our focus to serve the fast-growing communities surrounding the world's busiest and most efficient airport. In 2017, under my leadership, we rebranded to the ATL Airport Chamber, reflecting both on our regional responsibilities and our growing global reach. Today, We proudly serve members in 27 states and 4 countries and maintain an international presence through our chamber-led travel delegations to Spain, France, Italy, and Dubai. We are deeply connected to the international consular community in Atlanta and actively collaborate with peer chambers and specialty organizations, such as the Airport Minority Advisory Council, Operation Hope, Small Business Administration, Aerotropolis Atlanta Alliance, Atlanta Black Chambers, Georgia Hispanic Chamber, Indian American International Chamber, and Metro Atlanta Veterans Chambers. This dynamic regional and international footprint positions us squarely within the momentum described in Horizon 2035. Let me begin with what ACCE defines as linchpin influences, the foundational forces that distinguish chambers as essential community leaders. At the ATL Airport Chamber, we live this out through catalytic leadership. We do not wait for permission to lead, we set the pace. One example is the reimagination of our Elevate ATL South Metro Leadership Academy, now designed for mid-career professionals and CEOs who are ready to influence regional systems. Our academy has shaped real-world outcomes. One graduate, formerly an executive of Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, is now the youngest member of the Georgia House of Representatives. Others include leaders from Amazon, Georgia Power, and economic development agencies. We also developed Wednesday Wisdom, the TAC Cafe, a peer-to-peer professional development series that offers real-time, cross-industry insights. This initiative strengthens leadership across our membership and promotes a culture of continuous learning. Our Knowledgeable Network of Women program further deepens that leadership bench. Know uplifts, educates, and connects women executives across sectors, equipping them to lead with confidence, clarity, and connection. Horizon 2035 outlines belonging and gathering are essential in today's fragmented world. Another powerful example is Landing at 6, our weekly in-person networking mixer held every Thursday evening, designed to foster authentic relationships in a relaxed, welcoming environment. Landing at 6 has become a vital space where business owners, professionals, and community leaders gather. Connect, collaborate, and recharge. It's not just about exchanging cards. It's about building trust, fostering a sense of belonging, and creating the kind of social capital that strengthens our region's business ecosystem. In a world that is increasingly value digital convenience, Landing at 6 reminds us of the irreplaceable value of human connection. Our Veterans Elevating Together VET program exemplifies this principle. VET ensures that the skills, dedication, and leadership of our veterans are honored and harnessed, and they transition into civilian leadership roles. Through mentoring and professional preparation, we are building pathways to prosperity for those who have served. We do not know them all, but we owe them all for the liberties we have today. Equally impactful is our Stuff the Plane initiative. What began as a back-to-school supply drive has evolved into a regional movement. By mobilizing the business, government, and education sectors, we ensure students start strong while demonstrating the power of chambers to unify around a common cause. Horizon 2035 reminds us that chambers must continuously rise to timeless challenges like political polarization, evolving expectations, and changing business models. We are rising to meet these challenges, whether through our collaboration with our peer chambers, our deliberate inclusion strategies, or our Economic Development Institute. We are positioned as trusted conveners and solution makers. The Institute in particular provides our members with access to regional data, insights, and tools that inform their decisions and enhance their competitiveness. We are also reimagining the traditional chamber business model. While membership remains important, our impact is increasingly driven by value alignment, strategic partnerships, and non-dues revenue streams, ensuring both mission fidelity and financial strength. Let me close by touching on Horizon 2035's timely influences, those present-day realities demanding that bold leadership now. The ATL Airport Chamber is leaning into inclusive economic growth with intent and urgency. Our programming reflects the demographic shifts reshaping our workforce, whether through VET, NO, or targeted small business development initiatives. We are creating pathways to prosperity for all. We are also answering the call for talent development at the speed of business. Our Leadership Academy, peer-to-peer learning programs ensure our region has a pipeline of leaders who are future-ready, diverse in experience, and responsive to business needs. Additionally, we are partnering with programs to address food insecurity, housing instability, workforce mobility, and gaps in access to healthcare services that also affect the region. In leadership, many of us have climbed through the window. Others have kicked in the door. The ones that kicked in the door and climbed through the window, they held the door so the next one could walk in freely. Keeping that in mind, the future is not a place we visit. The future is what we make it. At the ATL Airport Chamber, we are making it now through catalytic leadership, strategic partnerships, inclusive economic development, and a steadfast commitment to innovation. We are proud to stand among chambers who not only adapt, but lead. Thank you very much for having me at this wonderful conference.
I think this is the time. I think there's some lunch out there. Okay, it hasn't arrived yet. Okay. Okay. 12:15. So we have a short interlude. We're going to be right back with some of the speakers and the panel. I'm trying to see.
Mr. Reginald? Princess, can you touch him on the shoulder? Are you guys ready? Okay. So we're going back to live feed. This is a whole production. And Darren, again, Mr. Dickerson, thank you for all you're doing and helping facilitate this. It's actually exceeded some of the things we had planned, but that's on the good side. So now we're entering into, I think, one of the most important topics in topical areas that can be breached. Healthcare and the economic impact, the lack of healthcare in underserved communities and spaces and places across the world, and how that affects us as human beings. What it does to communities, what it does to the business sector. Somebody said that healthcare is about 7% of our national budget, but affects about 57% of the budget. When you look at the impact that the negative aspects of healthcare, whether we're talking about type 2 diabetes, heart disease, cancer, any of the other major blood disorders and organ issues, we end up in the same space with high cost, low returns. There's no return on poor health. I'm gonna let that settle in. There is no return on poor health. Health is wealth. Without it, you can't get wealth. So I think we have to orientate our minds back to the things that when we were young people, we ate from the land, we raised the food, we canned the food, we done all those kind of things. I don't recall the kind of healthcare conditions we're facing today, where 12-year-olds and 15-year-olds have skyrocketing type 2 diabetes. It's gotta be in the food and the water or whatever they're ingesting. It was not there at the levels we see it today for 40, 50 years ago. And that's a trend that's continuing upward, not downward. And I think this is something, if we don't start addressing this in a very aggressive way, the generational effect is that genetically, what used to be type 1, type 2 will be replacing in terms of impact and danger. I'm not a doctor. We got someone in the room who is.